Hey, I want to take a second and talk to you about the Sonor Vintage Series. Most of the time, when we hear the word vintage, we think of jazz, bebop. These drums certainly can evoke that true character, but there is so much more to Vintage Series. The Sonor Vintage Series inspires the music making of a wide variety of drummers. There are drummers who truly want that classy, teardrop, jazzy Art Deco look, but there are those who play in the classic rock vein, the fusion vein, the modern rock and pop vein, who really want a wide tuning range and a warm, resonant tone applied to their personal style. The Sonor Vintage Series targets the drummer who is the fan, the music maker, and the true musician all in one, with an appreciation for the history of the look of the instrument, but also looking for a classic sound applied to modern music making, covering a wide variety of styles, a wide variety of genres. The sound of the Sonor Vintage Series is two main things. It's the shell and the hoops. The shell is 9 plies of German beechwood, forming a 6mm shell with fully rounded bearing edges for a really nice, warm, full tone. The shell is made with modern technology, cross-laminating the plies into a real tension-free cylinder. So there's no inherent tension in the drum itself. The diameter of the shell itself is slightly undersized, providing maximum resonance. The Super Profile hoop is a triple flange design, 2.3mm, with a unique third flange facing the inner part of the diameter of the hoop. This gives a really nice, comfortable feel while focusing the tone. Sonor Vintage Series features fully rounded bearing edges, which really add to the warmth and the feel of the tone of the drum. Different from other drums with sharp 45s or sharp cut edges of some kind, the rounded profile really adds to that warm, classic feel. This rounded bearing edge, as it relates to the seating of the head, makes for an extremely wide tuning range. Why is that? Well, the head seats almost immediately, so even at finger tight or maybe half a crank on the drum key, you're already getting a true drum sound, and it only goes up from there. Vintage Series is offered in 3 standard configurations that you might think of, but it goes way beyond that. We've put the upper tonalities into the lineup with the 8-inch toms and the 10-inch toms, all the way down through a 14-inch mounted tom for a full range of tom-tom sounds. Included in the floor tom range are 14, 16, and 18-inch diameters for a full low-end floor tom offering. 18, 20, 22, and 24-inch bass drums complement the series. Snare drums are offered in 3 different sizes, including a 13. Another thing about these Sonor Vintage Series drums is that they're absolutely beautiful. The Vintage Series is appointed with some real classic tribute looks. First of all, the teardrop lug casing is a true reproduction of the original from the 1950s, equipped now with the modern Sonor Tunesafe lug system. The super profile hoop is a direct replica of the original hoop from the 50s as well, and it goes right on down the series. The T-rods and claws on the bass drum hoops are faithful replicas of the teardrop era drums. The badge is a true script logo replica featured on all drum shells and front bass drum heads. And of course, the finishes are a real tribute from the vintage finishes of the past. Offered in a variety of wrapped finishes, tributing the classics of the past, all the pearls and oysters that you know and love. In addition to that, the Vintage Series is offered in the Rosewood outer veneer semi-gloss lacquer finish, which most consider to be a true classic Sonor look. Sonor Vintage Series sound amazing and they look beautiful. To check out even more information, please visit sonor.com. If you have further questions, please send me a message to the email address below. I'd be happy to answer your question. Thank you for watching.